everyone. Thank you for bearing with me. We've got this stream set up. I'm just getting into position here. All right. I am in position. We are ready to go. I hope you're all having a good day. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. 155 people, 4 minutes in. That's what I like to see. You guys are the best community we could ask for. Thank you so much. In 155 people. I know we're new to doing this. We've only been streaming for about half a year. Here on X is where we started, and it's where we're going to finish. We're going to be streaming for a while. We enjoy doing it. I love doing it. You guys have made it very fun. You guys have become a really awesome little community, helped us grow out that way. And we got some good loyal viewers who are tuned in for almost every stream. So you guys make it worth doing. You give me that push to continue on, and it makes gaming that much more fun. So thank you guys so much for doing your part. So let's get to it. So today we're going to mix in some practice for the event coming up on this weekend, our SimuCube GT Endurance. We'll do our usual series we've been doing on stream, the GR butt kicker. We won't be able to do the production car today or the Legends because I don't have the tracks they're on, but we will be doing the usual Formula 1600s, the Vs, and we will be getting into one of the GT Sprints. Might do one of these as well. So yeah, there's lots of good stuff. We got some Road America we could get to as well. All right. My first time doing this layout of Virginia was yesterday, and it wasn't too hard since I know most of the track fairly well. But yeah, it was a little bit of time getting used to it, putting it all together. But we did it. We figured it out. It's, I think, got to be the last layout of Virginia that I haven't done. Through the production car challenge, the GR butt kicker, and then the Legends Road have all been here, and the GT4, Falkland Tire Challenge was here as well. So through all those series, I've got experience with pretty much every layout, I think. But then came this one. Once you know most of the sections of the track, you can pick up a new layout fairly easy. But this one kind of combines like a couple of the tricky sections. Okay, so let's get some practice on the track. I'm going to turn the audio up a bit because I noticed watching the stream back yesterday, it was a little quiet. All right, let's get to it. Thank you, everyone, tuning in.
It is 60 kilometers per hour.
You guys are the best. 400 people already. Just starting to do some iRacing for the day. First race of the day. Warm-up race. We are in the GR Butt Kicker Cup right now. In the Toyota GR86. I absolutely love this car in iRacing. Absolute blast to drive, and it's, to me, it handles like a slow GT4, so it kind of gets you used to that kind of platform if that's the direction you want to go in. Either way, it's a good learning base. Here on this channel and on our streams and in general, we don't just rush towards the fastest cars. Even though we do the GT3s and we're going to be doing some LMP2s next season, we are always going to be focusing on where you build your foundation for racecraft, and that's in these kinds of vehicles. Just hit 500 people. Thank you guys so much. 8 minutes in. hit that like, hit that repost. And let's get some good race juju going on, you guys. Put that energy out there that we get some good race juju here. None of that punty juju. My first race of the day yesterday on this track, we got a blinky punty, which wasn't good, but you know, it is what it is. Guy was just blinking in and out of reality like the entire race, just wrecking people off the track. So, we did our part and reported him.
Fish hook. It looks like Chris.
Oh, that guy just said, check out my line. My line's superior, bro. That's called the I'm going through the grass, fuck your track shit.
Sector 2 is 0.8, off the pace. Car right. Right side's clear.
Gotta make sure you miss that inside curb if you want to carry your speed through that corner. Oh.
B21, sector 3 is 1.4 seconds.
21 out of 234 people is not terrible, but I still would like to get faster because that's a slow lap. I don't really care what position it says I'm in, that's a slow lap.
Haha, you suck.
I need to get Garage 61 set up. We got it set up in our Discord right now, and I've got to get it set up for myself on my account or whatever.
There's an incident in Fish Hook. Looks like it's wait.
Oh, I don't want to miss the event by going too long. I was going to be a good lap, too. I was feeling that one. It's going to be better, at least. Definitely a better lap.
Left front, 99%. Rear left, 100.
It's all baby steps here, my friend. It's all baby steps. So we are on Virginia International Raceway in the GR86, the Toyota GR86. This is the GR Butt Kicker Cup. I've been doing this one since I got my D license, but I really wanted to continue all the way through with it. I just didn't have a lot of the tracks, so ended up not doing it after a first maybe week or two, which was unfortunate. I'm definitely going to try to accumulate all the tracks for the series that I enjoy doing, and maybe next year try to do a few series all the way through. I'd really like to do that. I think that would be a lot of fun. And see like where I rank at the end of the season after doing like all the tracks.
The track temperature's falling. It's now 20 Celsius.
And as we grow out our team, we're going to look to do that with all the endurance events as well. It's just about getting experience, getting your drivers on the track, getting the hours in, putting in the work to improve, right? Can't be afraid to lose iRating. It's just a number. And it's going to fluctuate and naturally go up as you improve, so don't get attached to it. It's the last thing you want to do. The only thing you really should be attached to is your safety rating and your reputation in the game.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Feeling like I got more flow on the track now. I think that's a better way to say it. Like when it's a new layout and you know the track, you know all the sections of the track, but it's a new layout, It's about learning how to carry the momentum through that new layout, I guess what I'm trying to say. And that's a struggle as you go from one layout to another if you haven't done it yet. It's like, well, how do I keep my momentum? How do I carry my speed through this section? All right, let's go. First qualifier of the day.
All right, Andrew, we've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
So like Chris has taught me and taught the rest of our team, let's get the first one on the board and go from there. You get the first qualifier secured, locked in. Your second one, you push.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 20 Celsius.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the beginning, but after our last endurance event, Chris and myself both got our A licenses. So as a new player, I've gotten my A license in under 2 months. And that's just been from driving smart, driving clean, and not trying to drive beyond my skill. I'm a beginner 100%, but I think I can at least maybe help other beginners with what I've learned, what's helped me, where I have found success, where I haven't found success, and what not to do. So it's kind of why I like sharing my experience here along the way through the journey. And now we can even add to that more now that we have a team. Slowly, we're going to start logging all of our long-term team members' races and events so they can contribute to the content as well. And you guys not only get to see me racing, but the whole team, and kind of get to know all the team members. I think that would be cool. Then you guys get to see all of us progress along the way. And hopefully it'll inspire other people to get into it and do it the right way. At least try to do it the right way. I think that's all anyone asks.
The leader has just done a 116.23.
Okay, that was a decent first lap.
P9.
Let's push harder and see if we can get that down a bit. We just hit 1,000 viewers in 17 minutes. Thank you guys so much. Feel like we might be able to shave some time off that if we just push a bit harder here. We don't have to really take any dumb risks. Just change our gear selection a bit. Try to be a bit quicker on our acceleration out of the corners. Time our apex exits better. You don't want to early apex a corner because then you're just going to have to let off the gas to correct your line. More than anything, I'm probably early on braking and early on apexing, or early on braking and late on apexing. Those are probably the two things I need to work on the most. All right, let's see what we get here. Almost shaved a second off. I'll take that.
2.8 seconds off the pace.
For my first race of the day, 2.8 seconds off the pace. That means we're still going to be relatively close to the main group. And as long as we do our thing and be consistent, there's always going to be opportunities when you can kind of keep pace that close. And that's all we're looking to do as a new player, a new sim racer. Just progress at our own pace, slowly improve. And I feel like we're getting there. For 3 months in, I'm definitely proud of the success and the opportunities when you can kind of keep the improvement in skill we've made. Like, my dad's already got a few wins under his belt already, which I think is crazy. He thought I'd be the first one to get a win for sure. Like, I got a win in Le Mans, so he assumed I'd get the first win in this, but no, he got the first win. He got the first race in a top split. So it's just crazy to see the progress we've both made, and he's had less time than me. It's just about doing it the right way. And this is one thing that has really helped me is after I qualify, I'll go into results and just see kind of where I fit in. So we could probably compete up to 9th realistically. Anything under a 117, I don't think we could do. But if we can get into the 117 territory consistently, then look, all of a sudden now we can compete right up for a podium. So it's just about incrementally improving your lap times, getting those to be consistent lap times so that you can slowly compete for higher positions in the grid. Like as a 1:18.8, I'm not going to be trying to battle it out for first or second, third, fourth. You know what I mean? It's just not realistic. So you have to slot in where you kind of fit in terms of your time. Don't be trying to defend and block people who are insanely faster than you. So we're going to look to compete for position up to about 9th, 8th. As we learn the track layout better and we cut that time down, then that greatly increases the amount of range we have in the grid that we can compete for. Thank you to the 1,100, almost 1,200 people tuning in almost 20 minutes. That's got to be, I think that's a record of ours for sure. Every time we do this, we just get better and better turnout thanks to you guys. I mean, most people would probably just say we're normal people doing content on the internet, but I think a lot of other people would label us as anti-woke people doing content on the internet. And for people like us who get categorized as that, it's not easy to build an audience. But I don't categorize myself as shit. I ain't political. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm having fun, and I am who I am. And I think that's why we're having success, because my dad and I are both just that way as people organically. We don't have to force it. It's kind of why we've gone with sim racing, because it's something we enjoy naturally and organically, and it hasn't really been touched by wokeism yet, which has really infected a lot of gaming. Alrighty, 16 seconds until our first race of the day. Pretty happy with our first qualifier. I'll take it. I will take it for sure. As long as we can get through this race without a punty or a blinky punty, I'll be happy.
That's the end of the session, P12.
Excuse me, everyone. Sorry about that. So 12th out of 17 for qualifier. I believe it was 17. Let's double check. 19. Okay, so 12 isn't terrible. I want to try to shoot for a 10th to a 9th finish would be something I'd be happy with. But first race of the day, I will be happy with just clean race.
90 seconds.
Thank you, everyone, tuning in. Just hit 1,300 people. A second ago, we were just about to hit 1,200. Keep hitting that like, keep hitting that repost, you guys. Thank you so much. You're always keeping us right at the top of live on X. Little quiet, man.
60 seconds.
Mic check.
Much better.
Guys,
Today,
hello.
How's it going, bro?
clean racing, guys. I need the safety point.
Yes, very clean racing, please.
Oh, you know what happens?
No dive bombs. No attacking.
We've heard this before.
Shoe driving.
Not again.
30 seconds.
That's what we can wish for, but it's likely not going to happen.
You'll need to get on with this. Okay, Andrew, you should do okay here. We're aiming to finish in the top 9.
Top 9, Jim. I think I can do that.
I'm gonna dive bomb P1, just so you guys know.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
rolling
expecting
start.
it. I'm expecting at least a 10-car pile up on turn 1, guys.
Follow Alexander in the left column.
Otherwise, it's not a good race.
All right, here we go, guys.
I heard you win the race on the first corner.
Safety car speed is 64
Yeah,
kilometers per
absolutely.
hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when everyone else crashes out, you win the race. So just dive bomb the first place, no matter what position you are.
I believe they call that the Verstappen. But here at Legacy Radio Gaming, we call it the Max Strap-On. Excuse me, everyone. Sorry about that. Look at that beautiful sunrise, you guys. Sunset, sunrise. Perfect setting for the chaos we're about to see unfold here. I mean, no one's run into each other yet, so we're ahead of the game so far.
Green, green, green.
I do like the way Le Mans Ultimate does its formation lap and holds everyone in grid. Oh my god, this is like 20 wide.
On your right. He's still there. Clear right.
Ah!
Right side. Hold your line. Incident in pitch.
Be careful.
I think it might be Jan. Clear right. Yellow flag. Left side. You're in the middle. 3 wide.
Oh!
On your right. He's still there. Clear all around. Okay, Andrew. Decent start. We can build something from here.
Oh! Interesting start. We can build something from that. Because 20 wide going into the bitch always works well, you know.
There's an incident in Fishhook. It looks like Daniel.
I guess my ex-wife was a bitch and she liked going 20 wide, so. There's Diet! Oh, Jesus!
The car in front of us is Terran. Car number 3.
Okay, we're in a nice little choo-choo train here. Kind of like my ex-wife. Oh, I'm on the road today, baby!
P11. Car right. Clear right.
Holy shit!
Car left. Clear left. Okay, Andrew, the next car is Mario, car number 4, D license.
We got Mario in front of us, you guys. Holy shit! The stars have aligned.
Car right. Still there.
Oh, bro, come on, dude.
Car left. Clear left. There's an incident in Fishhook. Looks like it's Devon.
Oh, they're getting spicy behind me. Holy shit.
Incident in Oak Tree. You think it might be Petro? The leader's just done a 116.8.
We might be at the end of this guy's draft. If we are, it's just at the end of it. I'd like to get a little closer here. Just a little closer. When at all possible, always try to stay in the draft of the car ahead of you.
Looks like Doula.
Oh, special, special, special.
Still, the right side's clear. 10th position.
$11 minutes to go. Only one incident point from the bum tickle. That guy like forced us to tickle his bum.
There's an incident in Oak Tree. Looks like it's wait.
He just kind of sat right in front of us. He's like, tickle me bum, please.
Just done a 1-6 car right.
Oh, that dude just tried to dive bomb the piss out of us. So we're gonna let this dude go.
Still there. Clear right.
And we're gonna slot in his draft.
P11.
And we will wait for him to take himself out.
Incident in the bitch. You think it might be Max?
Sorry, Neil, I couldn't do nothing since
Off
the
the pace. Car in front of us is Doula, car number 8, D license. Adrian, car number 10, is now in the lead. Okay, Andrew, 10 minutes to go. That's 10
Holy
minutes
shit!
left.
The fucking thing almost flipped. So we lost our momentum from that.
Left side. Hold your line.
Safest thing to do in that situation is fade off the gas. Let the car that's close go by. You're gonna overtake him again. Don't try to battle in those moments when you lose all your momentum. All you're gonna do is slow down the guy that's coming up on you, which is gonna allow other cars to catch up to the both of you. And then that just makes the situation worse. The less cars you can keep around yourself, the better.
Sector 3 is 2.8, off the pace. Okay, Andrew, the next car is Alexander. Car
And one way to
number
really
16.
control that is not battle. You lose so much time and momentum when you're battling another car. Just let them go and
Sorry,
draft
Ken.
them. It's kind of like the baton. Passing the baton, you know what I mean?
There's an incident in Oak Tree. Looks like it's Chris.
This guy's caught up to us pretty quickly.
Still there. Still there.
He must have got screwed early on.
Sector 3 is yellow flag. Caution, incident in the bitch. It looks like Mario. That's your best lap in this session.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. These guys that are way faster than you, sometimes they may spin out. They might not be the most consistent drivers, or sometimes they just get screwed because of something entirely not their own fault, and they'll end up behind you. And you can pretty much easily tell when it's someone who's way faster than you, and you just let them go. Absolutely no good will come of trying to battle someone who's much faster than you.
Car number 11, D license.
If you can't defend your position by just being quicker to the line, it's not good to try to battle a car. Ever.
115.57.
See if we can keep the cars behind us farther away, and we can stay in these guys' draft. We continue to separate the distance between us and the cars behind, which increase our likelihood of a finish in at least the position we're in now, or better. But if we battle for position, we slow ourselves and these guys down, then all of a sudden the group behind starts catching up, and the race just becomes more chaotic towards the finish.
Alexander, car number
Our big mistake was hitting that corner wrong a couple times and almost rolling.
3 seconds.
We had to really slow down and lost a lot of momentum on those laps.
V12.
5 minutes to go, you guys.
All right, Andrew, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
I just said that, Jim. But thanks, bro. We're slowly inching towards these guys. If we can stay consistent for the rest of the race, we might have a chance to pass a couple, depending on what happens up ahead of us. So we just got to do our part, keep our lap times consistent, no mistakes.
Your lap times are improving, this is good. Right side. Hold your line. Clear right. Push now. The guy behind is catching.
Good pass, bro.
Number 10 is now leading.
Oh, I see some shit.
Spiral. We think it might be Steven. There's an incident in Oak Tree. We think it might be Petrovic. The driver in front of us is sketchy. Wait, car number 17. D license.
Sketchy, huh? You wouldn't say. Okay, 2 minutes to go. This is going to be a good finish. That's been a pretty good first race of the day.
There's an incident in the pitch. Looks like it's Max.
Oh, the guy behind us wiped out.
The gap to weight ahead is increasing. It's now 1.2 seconds. Incident in Fishhook. It looks like wait just 2 minutes.
Whew,
left.
saw that
2
coming.
minutes to go.
Always be ready.
Okay, Andrew, the next car is Mario, car number 4, D license.
That's why you can't just bumper watch. You gotta always be ready to react. Excuse me, sorry everyone.
D11.
Or Neil, why you?
I think we got one more lap after this.
Good afternoon,
Guy
Andrew.
ahead of us is
How's it going, Mark?
Alexander, car number
Just
16.
chilling, just sat
An
down and do a
incident
little
in
practicing.
Oaktree. Looks like
Yeah?
it's Neo.
Yep.
What are you driving?
PCRs. I'm a front-wheel drive guy. That's mostly what I do.
I've wanted to drive those. I just have not had the chance. I always do better in front wheel drive. If it's rally or any kind of game, I seem to do better in front wheel.
It's a definite driving style difference.
The biggest difference in rally is the way you drift with them, but in terms of road car, I find they corner a lot better and easier, and it's not as easy to lose the back of the car.
Correct.
One more lap to go.
With that said, though, what are the disadvantages of a front wheel drive?
Everything. Physics.
Right side's clear.
They're inherently worse.
Really? Just easier to control, I guess?
No,
Really?
physics. The front-wheel drive, 80% of the work is done by the front tires, so you don't have as much grip as you do with rear-wheel drive car.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Most of the weight's over the nose, so they tend to understeer everywhere.
Car number 15, D license.
But as long as you're racing other
Great
front-wheel
race,
drive
Ken.
cars, it's all fair.
That's weird, because I've always seemed to do better
Nice
in them.
race car,
It could
CG.
just be because I'm so new, and it's like I'm not losing the rear end in them as much, so I feel it's easier.
That's the understeer.
Yeah,
To go fast on them is difficult.
I see. So it's like it's like kind of a mind screw.
No, it's more just technique. You have to drive it differently.
They have their own series on here, and I think they're in the production car challenge, the Clios, right?
The Clios have their own series. They're in the production car challenge. The TCRs are in several different series, their own series. I think there's a IMSA type series for them where they race with the
Good
GT4s.
drive.
Yeah, there's some enduros with the TCRs.
Which one do you
Then
own?
there's the Kia.
That's the end of the session.
The Kia. Oh, I haven't driven that
That's
yet.
free. Yep.
I drove the Caddy.
That is a absolute handful.
Yeah, we did that on the Nürburgring, and it was one of the most fun races I did, just because it was so like out of control.
Yeah, it is way too much car for most D-level drivers, in my opinion.
Oh, it is so fast. Like we were hitting like 300 on that back straight.
Yeah, it's too fast. For D-level guys right out of rookies, they jump out of the Miata or now like the BMW and get in the Caddy. It's like jumping from a Formula Ford to a Formula One car.
Right? I wish it would be in more series. That's what I was saying to Chris. It's like I don't understand why it's just in that one series.
That's a good question.
Oh my gosh, Mark, the SCCA Spec Racer Ford is on Ringmeister. Is that what you used to race?
No, I race front-wheel drive cars.
Oh, okay.
Volkswagen Scirocco.
Have you tried this thing on the ring yet?
Oh, yeah.
It is so fun.
That is another lethal car for a beginner.
I just find it's not too bad if you're used to not having ABS, but if you're used to relying on ABS, you're done.
Yep.
That's one thing I think iRacing does do well is kind of structure its rookie series in a way where it's trying to prepare you and build you like a solid foundation. I feel a lot of people just skip through it too quick, though.
Well, that's the thing. They treat it almost like a game where you try to level up as fast as possible.
Right? Exactly.
And they get out of rookies and they say, okay, I'm never driving the Mazda again. And that's a mistake because the Mazda is one of the best racing cars on the service.
100%. I'll always be dipping back into those, and it's what I always say in my streams. It's what I tell my teammates. That's where you build your foundation. When you get into those faster cars with assists and just so much speed, you can really kind of shore up a lot of skill with all those other things. So how'd your guys' race go last night?
We had to have 2 cracks at it because I made a mistake setting it up, and everybody was going to get a black flag drive-through penalty for every single off track.
Oh, no.
I had the incident limit set, or the penalty limit set to 1x, which I didn't mean to do. So once we reset it, we had a great race. Although a quarter of the field died in turn 2 on lap 1.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a couple of the guys got a little too close and spun out in front of the field.
Uh-oh. What was it, Winton?
Yeah.
Winton in the MX-5s, right?
Yep.
So tonight, if you guys are doing the Dirty Thursdays, I'd like to get into it for sure.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, same time.
Small block modifieds at USA.
That's free content?
No, the small block modified is a paid car.
Okay, I'll grab
Yeah,
it.
Thursday nights we use paid content frequently. We'll use free content too, but Wednesday nights will always be free content.
So now that we have the force feedback god on stream here, I need to ask you another question. Is there a way where you can set up specific force feedback for every car? Like, can you do the same thing for your field of view?
Yes.
Really? Because I always have to adjust it every single time, and I sometimes forget exactly where I had it.
Are we talking force feedback or field of view?
Field of view.
Oh, yeah, it's under options and drive. There's a box on the right-hand column at the bottom that says use custom controls for this car.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. You are a lifesaver, dude.
And if you do that, every time you reset the force feedback, it'll remember it. Otherwise, you have to redo the force feedback using the auto FFB function every time.
That's right. So, and it also, I just see this now, so it does the same thing for field of view. So any new players, there you go. So yeah, and if you guys don't know, set up your field of view if you're on a new wheel, entry-level wheel. Doesn't matter what kind of level wheel you're on. If you don't have your wheel configured right for the force feedback, you're going to lose so much of what you can do with the car.
Pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour.
Are you in a session right now?
Yeah, I'm in the spec Fords, just getting warmed up.
Oh, that's right.
Ringmeister.
The Nürburgring.
I don't know if you'd hop in, if you'd be in the same split, because you're probably way higher.
Clear left.
3,200?
Yeah. I'm working on it. You know what? Now that I have someone who's raced in real life on the stream, I'd like to ask you, what does iRacing do well for simulating driving, and what doesn't it do well? Because you always hear people talking who are just like sim racers, but you've actually done this stuff, so.
I would say that 90% of what you learn in sim racing will work in a real race car. The only thing you don't have is the physical forces on your body and your inner ear.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is replace those inputs that you would have in a real race car that's helping you determine motion and rotation. You have to substitute the inputs that sim racing gives you, which is your eyes with the video and the graphics, your hands with the force feedback, your ears. If you're not using your audio correctly, turning your tires up to full and listening to what they tell you, you're not getting everything out of the tires. I also use butt kicker.
I've heard of that thing.
Data. It's a tactile feedback transducer, and it vibrates my seat. And what it does is it tells you when your tires are approaching the limit. It gives you a low frequency vibration that changes, and so you can tell in your butt when you're getting to the maximum limit.
That's kind of cool. And you know that's what iRacing tries to do with the tire scrub sound, right? They're trying to tell you as you get closer to the limit.
They make different noise as you get closer to the limit. Yes,
yeah.
It changes. And what I do with the tires is I learn in the car where the maximum grip level is and what the tires are saying. You can do that on the centripetal skid pad if you want, or you can just do it on track. And you'll notice that when the tires reach their maximum grip, they make a certain sound, and if you go too far, they start to skid and slide. Well, when I'm in a corner, I put the tire on that sound. I try to hear it and keep it there through the whole corner, and that maximizes the grip through the corner.
Oh, that's genius. And that butt kicker thing kind of helps you with that, right?
It does. And if you get the back end sliding too far, it'll start thumping my seat and telling me I've gone too far and I'm sliding too much.
That's really cool. I might have to get one. I've looked at them and they're not that expensive.
Nope, absolutely. You can do a whole setup with a knob sound amp and a couple of Dayton tactile transducers for less than $100.
Oh, really?
And it'll vibrate my rig enough that it shakes my mouse right off the mouse pad on the rig.
That's crazy. Well, that's great to know. As someone who's new at this kind of stuff, like I had an idea that that's kind of what iRacing was trying to do with the tire sound, was make up for the things you don't have in real life. And it's a great thing that they do, and a lot of people complain about it, but I'm like, well, that's kind of why they're doing it, because you lose certain things that you wouldn't have in an actual car in real life through the sim, and they're trying to make up for that.
Correct. Like in real life, if you lock up the brakes in a race car, you actually feel the car start to speed up.
Really?
Because the grip, yes. Well, think of it, if you've ever driven on ice and you've locked up on ice, the car, instead of slowing down, it almost feels like it's speeding up. It's not. It's just not decelerating as fast. And in real life, your brain and body can feel that. Well, you can't do that in a sim rig. So iRacing gives you the tire sounds to kind of help you hear that. You also feel it in the wheel. The wheel will go light and kind of vague when you lock up the front tires.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yep. So you've got to put all these inputs together.
See, that's kind of where I was at, just as like a kind of like layman in terms of actual racing and just doing sim racing. And haven't driven real cars, obviously. Like, I thought iRacing got it pretty close, but you hear all these people complaining about, oh, the LMP2s don't do this and don't do that, and it's just like, come on, man.
How many of those people have driven a real LMP2?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yep. Well, I've driven real race cars, front-wheel drive especially, and I would say it's 98% accurate.
Yeah, well, there you go, guys, because that's exactly what I was thinking. But for someone like me, you don't want to go off saying that kind of stuff because you just don't know, right?
But the biggest thing for me would have been, and sim racing really wasn't popular when I was racing in the late 90s and early 2000s. But for me now, if I went back, I would be 1 to 2 seconds a lap faster everywhere because I've learned where the speed is on all the tracks.
That's a good point, with them having the exact same tracks as in real life and the series kind of mirroring it, right?
Yep. Well, not only that, but I can do 100 laps of practice. And in real life, every lap of practice costs me about $20 to $25.
Jesus, that's a great point, man. Like, I didn't even think of that. The cost effectiveness of just running time on the track.
Well, and on a weekend, I might only get 45 minutes to an hour of track time total.
Yeah, because there's other people, right?
Correct. You only get 15, 20 minutes at a time. Where on the sim, I can sit down for 2 hours and practice, and that's where the advantage is, because then I can go to the data and the telemetry, which I've showed you in Garage 61.
Yeah.
And I can go to the data and analyze my driving and the lines and the speed and the setups. And yeah, if I'd had this, anybody who's not doing sim racing and is racing cars in real life is giving away lap time.
That's very interesting to know, and that's a great point. Like, even if you just take away all the other, like, subjective crap, and you just think about what you just said, like, the facts of it alone are strong enough that they should make you consider doing it.
Oh, well, the cost of practicing in a sim is a thousandth of what it is in real life.
Well, exactly, right? Like, if you just focus on those facts and you take away all the subjective stuff of whether or not the sim is worth it or not, the facts alone make it worth it.
Well, for example, my home track was VIR, and I held the lap record there in my class. And when I first started sim racing, you know, I thought I knew the track, but I discovered over time that I'd found 1 to 2 seconds. I could have gone faster by changing my line and approaching it a little bit differently, that I just didn't have the time to find.
Even with your home track.
Yeah.
And that's probably the one you obviously spent the most time on, right?
That and Road Atlanta, yeah.
That's crazy, man. We should do this more often. It'd be kind of cool to do kind of like a, I don't know, almost kind of podcast along with the stream and share your experiences. I think that's really cool. I like listening to it. You could go on all day. Yeah. I'd listen to it. So anyone who doesn't know, this is Mark Coffin. You guys check him out on X. What's your social?
It's Scirocco Mark.
Well, there you go. He's got a lot of experience. So yeah, like, I'd love to listen to this more often. If you want to join in the stream sometime and just talk about it. It's awesome. Because you guys are going to hear from someone who's been there and someone who actually has experience, and you can just cut through all the crap. So, like, iRacing, what do they do for their tracks? They scan them, right? Like, they're pretty accurate.
With a laser.
Yeah.
Apparently within a 0.5 millimeter they can scan.
So when you're on Virginia or, say, Road Atlanta, it's like, how close is it to when you were actually on it?
The tracks have been repaved since I raced, but I can tell you all the bumps are in the same place. It looks exactly the same.
Wow.
On the sim, and sometimes I forget I'm not in a real race car anymore.
That's what kind of setup do you use? You got a rig, I assume, right?
Yeah, I have a 49-inch curve monitor, old next level rig, not the 80/20, but the old steel one.
Oh, I got the next level GT Lite. They're good.
Okay. I have an AccuForce wheel from Sim Experience and Heusinkveld Sprints.
So are like the super strong nanometer forces really necessary?
The Newton meters. I would say anything over about 12 Newton meters, you're just showing off and how strong you are. Seriously, it's too much. A real race car wouldn't even be that heavy.
Because honestly, when I didn't have this thing configured right, like before I met you, like this is just a Logitech G923. I don't think they even do like 3. I think
they're like 3.2.
Yeah, and when I had it at 100%, it was like killing my arms in endurance racing. I couldn't imagine like a 12.
Yeah, mine's a 13, and I run it at about 10 most of the time. But I spend a lot of time in the rig, so I don't want to wear myself out, you know?
That's a good point, yeah. Like, if your arms aren't used to it, jumping into a long endurance race is going to take it out of you. After that Daytona 24-hour, I was like dead, man. So yeah, these Ringmeisters, they don't like do a regular qualifier. It's just like a pace.
Clear. Stay behind the line.
It would take too long to do a qualifying session.
Yeah, it would. I guess that's why. That's a good point. I think they just do it off your practice or warm-up pace. Is that it?
Nope. You have to do a separate qualifying session. There are 45 minutes after the hour every hour.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, good to know.
Yep. And then that one qualifying time is good for the whole week.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really good to know, especially for any other new players listening in. I'm like almost 3 months into iRacing, and I just started Ringmeister, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, and if you don't qualify, they just grid you by your I rating.
Okay. Because usually I've been in like 6th when I start the race, so it's not been terrible, but I've not been qualifying, so I'm just like, whatever. I thought it was from warm-up pace, so I've been trying to always do a good warm-up.
Nope. It's a separate qualifying session.
Well, there you go.
If you look under sessions, you'll see practice racing and qualifying. It's a separate session.
How long have you been in iRacing? Did you start it, like you said, after you retired, right?
2019. I didn't even know really what iRacing was about, and a friend of mine who raced in real life told me about it.
Oh, so was it around when you were racing, or probably started after?
I raced until 2010, so iRacing was around, but I was too busy driving real race cars to do sim racing.
Right. And then afterwards, you're just like, in hindsight.
It would have been nice to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started in 2019.
Honestly, though, you'd probably be a great person to do coaching sessions and stuff. Like, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money off that who probably aren't really suited to doing it.
Oh, I'd say they are.
It's definitely profitable to do.
I'm not interested in that, but yeah. I'm a college professor by training, so teaching is part of my life.
Yeah, I've always been someone who's enjoyed doing that myself. I've always been into growing cannabis from my epilepsy, and I've helped a lot of people learn to grow. I helped manage a big place in Canada that was doing like $3 million annually before we moved out here. So I always enjoy teaching people and showing them something new.
Nice.
And it's kind of commendable when someone just wants to do it and not make anything back from it. Like, you hear about everyone complaining about the racecraft and sim racing. Well, then teach people how to be better. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people should just think about it that way and then maybe not try to make so much profit back from doing it. Just do it to help the scene.
Yeah. When people ask about racecraft, I always remind them that car on the screen in front of you is not a computer-generated car. There's a real human being sitting at home and behind their rig driving it.
That's a good point, right? And that's what safety rating is trying to make you think.
2 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, they have emotions, they make mistakes, but they're also a human being, so very rarely is somebody doing something intentionally to be, be a jerk, but there are a few, but for the most part, everybody's just doing the best they can.
That's why after like the first couple incidents I had in this game, I always make sure I watch a replay back before I even think about reporting someone. Because 90% of the time, it's going to be a guy just making a mistake.
Yep. Never attribute to malice that can be explained by incompetence.
Yep. Great quote.
Well, let's be honest. When everybody gets on iRacing, thinks, okay, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to dominate, and then they realize they're not as good at it as they think they are, and there are people who do this all the time and they're really good at it.
Yeah.
It would be like me buying Call of Duty and thinking, oh, I've shot guns, I'm going to dominate this game.
Right? That's why when
Why not?
That's why when I stream, I try to teach people, set your expectations realistically. You're going to have a way better time, and you're going to gain more from it.
Well, have fun.
Yeah, fun is the first thing you got to have.
The other thing I would tell people, stop worrying about your I rating. It's not a score.
No, it's not. It's just a number, and it's completely fluidic. And as you get better, it will naturally improve.
Well, it's just designed to put you in races with people of similar skill.
What I say is the only thing you should really care about is your reputation in the game, and that's through safety rating and just how you treat other people.
Yeah, and have fun.
If other people around you are having fun, then you're going to have more fun too.
Yep. Yeah, I get new guys in our league, and they join iRacing, and they start off and they get through the rookie races, and they go through some crashes, and next thing you know, their I rating's around 700, and they're complaining, all these guys are idiots. And I say, well, they're all saying the same thing about you.
Right?
So.
I always say don't rush out of rookies. That's the worst thing you can do.
No, absolutely.
I got an A license within like under 2 months, but that was just from setting realistic expectations, not trying to rush to the front of the pack. Like after I qualify, I look at the times I'm close to, and that's where I'm going to compete for, and just slowly improving that grid position based off if I get faster or not.
I think too many people make the mistake of trying to license up too early.
Yeah, if it doesn't just happen, then you shouldn't be trying to force it.
Well, there has to be an objective, and what's the objective of getting an A license?
Yeah, exactly. Like for us, I just wanted a C to do endurance, and then from doing endurance, it goes up really quick.
Right, and that if there's a series that you need to run and it needs a license, then you go get that license. But
But you know what's funny? Even as an A licensed person, whenever I'm doing a rookie event, I'm like the only person in it with an A license. It's funny. Once people go
That's
beyond
because
it, they
of your
don't
I
go back.
rating.
Oh, is it?
It's because your I rating is where the other people. That's what I rating does. It puts you with people of similar I rating. So it doesn't matter what your license is.
Okay,
It's
so
all
once I get
rating.
higher license, or once I get higher I rating, then I'll start getting matched with other A licensed guys.
Rolling start. Get ready.
You'll be matched with people with higher I rating. License has nothing to do with skill.
Stay behind. Oliveira.
Honestly,
It's just about gating events, right?
it's about driving safely, but you can be safe and slow.
Yeah.
The bottom splits are full of A licensed drivers who are
Safety car
slow.
speed is 85 kilometers per hour.
See, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm happy to be driving at my own pace and having an A license. I don't think I need to be super fast because I got an A license.
Yeah, one really doesn't have anything to do with the other. I've seen D licensed guys with 5,000 I rating.
Like, Brian Hickey joined our team, and he's, like, way faster than all of us, and he had to work to get his C. So it just shows you.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get way too caught up in that stuff, and just go out and have fun and learn and get better at your own
Well,
pace.
I think it's the video game mentality. I don't play a lot of video games and never have. The last video game I played was, I think, Legend of Zelda in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's totally
I think-
gamer mentality.
And I think people think, oh, I got to win the game, which means I got to level up and gain more
Okay,
goodies.
Andrew, you ready?
You
Watch
don't
the
get a
lights.
cookie for
Go.
getting an A license, and leveling up doesn't do you anything except allow you to buy more stuff.
Right?
Yellow flag.
Yeah, you never win iRacing because there's always somebody faster than you. Always.
Always. It's like the motto in life. There's always going to be someone out there better than you.
Right. You're right.
It doesn't mean you can't have fun,
On
but
right.
if there are already
Still there.
new guys out
Sounds
there,
clear.
get in the rookie series, whether it's the BMW, whether it's the Miata, whether it's the Formula V or the Ford, and
Incident in Hudson
perfect
Valley.
that car.
Hide us.
Race that car until you're really good at it. But the problem is, it's the Heinz 57 mentality. There's 55 cars you can race on iRacing, and everybody wants to try them all out.
Right?
Car right.
Like,
But you got to get good at one.
You do. They all have something to teach you, I think. Like, they're all good learning bases for a different thing. Like, the Formula V, the 1600, great for learning clean braking. Anything without any assists on it is great for that regard. The M2 doesn't have much downforce, so it's good in that way.
It's fat.
Hold your line. Clear left.
It's a heavy car.
It is.
It's 3,500 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot for its size.
It is. Skinny tires, lots of power. That's why it's so tricky to drive.
It is. You lose the ass of that car a lot. You got to be clean.
Yep. Well, just to reference, my race car, the Volkswagen I raced in club racing, weighed 1,800 pounds with me in it.
Wow.
So it was literally half as heavy.
And it's probably more than half the car.
Clear left.
Well, I was on racing slick tires, and it would go a lot faster in the corners than the BMW could.
Incident in Arenberg. We think it might be Sven.
Oh my god, there was just like a
Guy in front is
10-car pileup on the first corner.
C license.
Yep, that's the Nürburgring.
Yeah, I got through it, just skated right through it.
Yep. Yep, you're going to gain 100 I rating just by surviving.
Yeah, survival and consistency is the best part to building a good racing foundation. Decision making and just not trying to be an idiot and overtaking spots where you can't. Like, people going 4 wide, 3 wide in just the dumbest spots.
There's an incident in Ardeno Forst.
So if I hit someone else's shrapnel on the track, does that screw me up?
No,
Okay.
iRacing doesn't model that. The only thing it models is stones and dirt on the track.
Okay.
That does exist, but other car parts, no.
Because I always see them disappearing as I go through them, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yep. I believe they don't model that because it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it would be realistic,
Track
but
temperature's decreasing. It's now yellow flag.
I think there's some kind of concessions you need to make when everyone's not a professional driver, and that's a good one.
right.
There's an incident in Spiegelkurve.
Man, people are still wiping out, and we're like 3 minutes in, and it's like still haven't settled down,
That's Nürburgring.
right? I've driven this track a lot in Assetto Corsa and in Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's one of my favorites. So then it ended up being our first SimuCube event together, me and Chris, and Yeah, in iRacing, I love it. In all games, I just love this track. It's fun to drive. It's got a good flow to it.
There's a reason they call it the Green Hell.
The Green Hell, really?
That's its nickname.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's a cruel mistress. It will bite you.
It's true. It is very true.
Left side.
There's a lot of parts of the track where if you go out, you're going out at a high speed.
Left.
Also, if you make a mistake, there's no runoff.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that. See, that's the kind of stuff you don't think of as a new sim racer.
Moya, car number 9.
And that causes a lot of bad wrecks too, like meatballs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've almost done, I think, 6 or 7 of these Spec Ford races, but this is not part of that series. This is the Ringmeister. I've been doing all of the Spec Ford ones, and I think that's why I do okay in this Ringmeister one when it's on here, because I actually drive this thing in the series.
Okay, Andrew, the next car is helmet, car number 2. C license.
Like, really, outside of the team events we do, I very rarely do, like, GT3 races and those kinds of things yet, because I'm still not quite ready or fast enough yet, so I'm still doing a lot of my, like, foundation building with the slower cars and lower series.
ET3 is a very difficult car to drive.
What do you think the reasons are that for?
Oh, it's a brutal race car. Power, speed, downforce, braking.
Yeah. It's what everyone wants to drive, it seems, though.
Yep. I agree with that.
You said you prefer the slower cars, right? Like, do you even do GT3 in iRacing, or?
Very rarely. At my I rating, I would get destroyed.
Right. All the sweats.
Because I'm a 3,500 I rating guy in the touring car and the Clio, but in the GT3, I'm more like a 2,000 I rating.
Yeah.
Based on the speeds.
That's the other thing people got to consider, too. If you're doing something you're not like a main in terms of series, you're not going to be really at that technically I rating you're normally at.
It's more about knowing the car, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I only race the Clio, the TCRs, and the Kia pretty much almost exclusively on the sports car side. I know those cars like the back of my hand, and so I'm quick in them. But if I get into, let's say, a GT3 or a GT4 or an LMP3, I'm mid-pack.
Yeah, you have such good fundamentals, though. They're going to keep you in probably mid-pack. It's just you don't know the car as well.
Correct. Every series has its specialists.
Yeah.
Car right. Clear right.
My dad really wants to do that big, what is it, the Pro 4 truck. It's like a big, huge track. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like Camden, or what is it called? I can't remember the name of it.
There's Wild West Motorsports Park, and there's Crandon.
Crandon, that's it. Sorry. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
I think
Yep,
that's the biggest dirt
that's
truck, isn't it?
I don't know much about off-road. I do the Beetles once in a while, but I'm not really an expert in those.
I think
It's so hard.
Crandon's the biggest one.
The gap to Hunter
Yep.
ahead is increasing. It's now 2.1.
Let's see here.
Yeah, the problem is my dad works through the week, right? He wants to do oval races with you guys and everything, but he's only here on the weekends.
So, is he an architect in real life?
No, he's the architect.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if he was an architect in real life.
No, it's based off of the character in The Matrix 2.
Oh. See, I've watched those movies, but I already forgot that.
incident.
Only the first one was good, in my opinion.
Curve. We think it might be Jan.
The first one blew my mind. I'll never forget walking out of the movie theater after that as a teenager, like 13, 14. God, cinema has gone downhill.
2 laps remaining.
Yeah, this is only a 3-lap race. We just got around, just started the second lap, and there's only like 13 people left out of like
There
a
you
massive
go.
grid.
You're gonna gain a ton of iRating.
I know.
I'm gonna jump in and watch.
Adam is gaining on you. The gap's now 3.0 seconds.
5:22.
Only the strong survive now, Mark.
Get it to the finish. That's what I tell my guys.
Right, just point her in the right direction.
Bring it home.
Can't finish a race you don't survive in, and you can't win a race you don't survive in.
Well, that and iRacing is part of game theory, and it's better to finish 4th than try for 3rd and end up last.
Right? You got to think about points racing, because a lot of these are just not one-off races. They're over a season.
Yep.
I'm always happy with whatever finish I get. If I'm setting my own personal goals, then I'm like, that's how I try to teach people who might be getting into sim racing through watching my stuff. It's like, set your own personal goals, then you're going to enjoy every race you're in.
So are you streaming on YouTube or X or what?
Both, YouTube and X.
Okay.
We're giving our audience the choice now.
Okay, Andrew, you're reeling Hunter in. The gap is now 1.7 seconds.
Do you use crew chief?
No. I only use the iRacing. I don't use any overlays. I don't use any third-party software.
I don't use overlays either. Like in rally, I have to turn them off. I drive so much worse with overlays.
Watch out, there's an incident in. I don't know first.
I think it's because I'm always looking at them and I'm always like, oh shit, I'm behind here, I'm behind there. And then it makes me like not just focus on driving.
Well, originally it was because my internet, I live in a rural area, and my internet was Uverse, phone lines, and I only had like 18 megabits per second, which is like 2 megabytes per second. So I couldn't use a lot of overlays because I didn't have enough internet speed to process it. Now I have Starlink, which is way better, but I just don't use overlays.
Honestly, I just think if it's a sim, you should be trying to drive without them.
Yeah, and that's why I drive with the voice chat off in iRacing, because I couldn't talk to my competitors in real life.
Yeah.
And it's too annoying. Everybody just yelling at each other. Hang on.
Oh!
That's a 0x probably.
It's a 2, but...
Oh.
Do you know how safety rating is calculated?
Watch out. Nobody does.
So there's a theory, and it's on, if you look up this DJ EV guy or whatever who does iRacing content, he says it's based off of incidents per corner.
Oh, that's true. But the actual calculation is very guarded.
Okay, yeah, that's obvious.
And the number is a normalized number.
I kind of found that basic theory is true, though, because over a longer race, you're going to notice a way higher increase to it if you're clean through the whole race.
Yep. Yep, more clean corners. And the higher your license, the more strict you have to be.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, 1X in rookie doesn't hurt you. 1X in A does.
That's why when I'm watching, like, content creators, they freak out about, like, a 4X and stuff.
Oh.
I'm always like, wow, that guy's getting really sensitive.
I don't worry about safety rating either.
On your right. He's still there. Clear right.
Safety rating is just going to try to represent how well you treat other racers or how well you consider other racers or how clean you are. It's just an approximation, I guess, of your reputation in the game. But just how you drive from race to race is going to be better in terms of your reputation in the community itself.
Yeah. Don't crash and your safety rating will go up.
Yep, it's pretty simple.
There's an incident in. Shadow Striker. Looks like
No dodgy rejoins. One problem I find I have, like me going into the wall back there, was me looking into the mirror and thinking this guy in front of me was going to come shooting up my ass. Like, I do a lot of that overreaction a lot sometimes.
That's part of racecraft, learning how to process everything all at once.
Yeah.
You have to be like one of those lizards that has your eyeballs going in 2 different directions all the time.
Pretty much. I try to apply the same rules like from driving on the road. Like I'm checking the mirrors every couple seconds, like alternating from one to the other to the other.
The gap to the 11 ahead is increasing. It's now 2.6.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you never played like Assetto Corsa Competizione or Le Mans. Now that I know you just like the cars you know really well, since those games are just about like LMP2s or GT3s, you know what I mean? It wouldn't make much sense.
I didn't really know about any sim racing, and my friend said iRacing was the best, so that's what I do.
He's probably right.
Every game has its, favorites.
Like, I like Le Mans a lot. I like Assetto Corsa a lot. But to be honest, when I go back to those games from playing iRacing, I'm much better at them. Like, I find iRacing helps me get a lot better at sim racing. And when I go back to Le Mans, I'm like doing podiums when before I couldn't. And I think it's all about just focusing on the slower class of cars and actually having to build a racing foundation, not just relying on assists and like fast speed.
You have to build the fundamentals.
You have to. My next goal is to get a little more aggressive. Like, I'm too passive a lot of the time.
That's okay when you're starting out.
I totally agree.
Always about survival.
I agree 100%. That's my next stage that I'm slowly working towards. That would be a better way of saying it. Yeah, the Cadillacs. There's one spot on this track where you'll get literal hang time. And I'm editing a video for me and Chris when we did a race on this track together in the Cadillacs. And I got a clip of him in slow motion, like jumping, and it was hilarious. That car's way too fast to be a GT3. I don't think it would fit into any other class. That's probably why it's in its own. I would like to see it opened up into other licenses, though. I just think it's a fun car to drive, but it should be in the hands of, like, a little more experienced people.
It's open to all licenses.
No, I mean, like, there's only one license series it's in. It's like the Fanatec Global. Yeah. You should let me spectate a race you do after this. No, I'm serious.
Halfway home.
You focus on your race.
Last lap.
Everyone wants to see the man himself.
No, I don't believe that.
Incident in Hanson back. It looks like helmet.
Helmet. A guy's being a helmet in its helmet. Apparently some new Mustang just broke the 7-minute barrier on this track in real life. Like, that is screaming fast. I think it's the new Mustang GTD. Oh man, my dad is going to be so excited when he gets home and I tell him there's an actual way to save your field of view for every car. It's been driving him and me nuts. Oh, this guy in the rainbow car is making a push for it. Good on him.
Still there.
Oh, you got 4 cars behind you. Well, now 3.
They're coming. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, everyone.
Nope.
Best thing you can do, you guys, you don't battle cars. You lose a lot of speed if you battle. Get in behind them and draft. It's like passing a baton. The other real bad thing about battling, I find, when it slows you down, is it allows other cars from behind to catch up, and then you have a more chaotic group around you. If you can just kind of keep passing off with the guy in front of you and widening that gap behind you, that's what I like to do most.
Left side.
This guy's going to be dodgy. Let's let him go.
He's still there.
Stay on our line.
Clear left.
He was losing the back end there, he was.
Okay, Andrew, the next car is Hunter, car number 7, C license.
Getting a good finish to this one, you guys. Hit that like, hit that repost. Go-kart mania. This used to be the fiberglass shell on all go-karts in the lower mainland when I grew up, so driving these things brings back some memories. It's funny, the first time I saw them in iRacing, I was like, oh, that's where those go-kart shells come from.
Car right.
Let's go for it. No,
Right side's clear.
too dodgy. Stuck our nose in and didn't like what we smelled. Oh, bogged down too much in 4th there. Should have hit it in 3rd. Might have lost enough momentum for this guy to pass us. If that happens, we're just going to let it go.
Quicker than you.
Get in his draft. Whoa, he's doing some dodgy stuff behind us there, sir.
Car right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Let's get in his draft here and try to pull away from the cars behind. Lost too much momentum there. This 5th gear is just bogging too hard. There we go. That pulled us in closer. A lot of tire scrub on that exit. Oh, this is going to be an interesting finish. These guys in front of me are going to get spicy. I feel it. Oh, they're going too wide. They're crazy sons of bitches. Oh, he let him go. Smart move. Good, sir.
The next car is Smith, car number 29, B license.
Just let our momentum carry us through there.
You're reeling. Smith in. The gap's now 0.5.
Sometimes just driving clean behind people, the pressure will get to them. You don't even need to battle. You can just hang in clean behind them, do your thing, and sometimes people just don't like that. They don't like driving with someone behind them. It's one thing I found doing the streaming has helped me. I don't really have nerves because I'm streaming and driving in front of so many people. Like, the last thing I care about is someone being behind me in the game. But some of these people, it gets to them, and you'll notice it. As soon as you just let them go, you get behind them and you follow them, they'll spin out. Not everyone, but it definitely has an effect on some. I wouldn't call that dirty either. I just think it's Using the power of the mind. Oh, there goes a guy into the wall. Stay there, good sir. Oh, good sir, do not join like this. Do not rejoin like this, good sir.
Right side's clear.
Thank you, sir. That's unfortunate. That guy was doing good.
Fastest lap for Moya, 7:48.1 seconds.
I feel for that guy. One mistake. That's all it takes. Like Mark said, there's no runoff in this track. You go off like that, your car is getting busted up. Let me have your draft. Give me draft, sir. Stop that.
It's the conga line.
It is. Oh, I'm losing speed. I should have kept her in 5th. Slight inclines. Stay still, you Sunoco. This guy probably thinks I'm some dodgy kid just gonna go right up his ass through this last corner.
You think it might be Alexei?
All right, everyone. Decent finish. I'll take 14th.
Well done.
That's the finish. Well done.
I'll give you a hint. If you keep going, you'll get more safety rating.
Really?
Until the last car crosses the finish line, corners count, so you can get more safety rating. If you just keep driving
Listen
until
to
the timer switches over to 45 or 15 minutes. But yeah, safety rating counts until the last car crosses the finish line.
Listen to that,
Same
you
thing.
guys.
Same thing in qualifying. Don't stop when you finish your 2 laps. Keep going until the timer runs out. You'll get more safety rating as long as you don't crash.
Oh, wow, you guys. Getting golden nuggets? Like, that's really helpful information, man.
And it works great here because there's tons of corners and people are still racing.
That's so true.
And every corner you do clean is another safety rating.
See, I used to do this because I come from, like, Le Mans and Assetto Corsa where the qualifier times are like 7 to 20 minutes. So getting used to qualifying in 2 laps is something I'm getting used to and getting better at, but I usually will use up all the qualifier time anyways just because I like to keep myself like more warmed up before the race starts. But I've actually stopped doing that lately, and now that I know that, I need to get back into doing it.
Yeah, in iRacing, every corner counts in an official session towards safety rating. So just keep on rolling.
And it's track time too.
It is, just stay on the track. Because this is all freebies. You don't even have to go fast. Just go through the corners and keep collecting your safety rating.
You know, it's funny because my buddy Chris, you know, the guy in our team, he will always, after the race finishes, he'll keep going and then pit after. And I was like, why does he do that? Now I know why.
That's probably why.
Yeah. Has iRacing changed much since you started playing it?
Just more complicated graphics. It's wearing out my GPU.
What do you got for GPU?
2070 Super, 5 years old. It's old.
So my dad's never had a good gaming computer, and he usually got me one as a kid growing up. So when we moved into this farm together to split rent here and work on our like cannabis business together, I decided to get him his own gaming computer, and that's what I'm playing right now. So for Christmas, I built him one, and it's like a Ryzen 7 8-core and a 4060 Ti, and it does pretty good. It's not like a super top-of-the-line graphics card, but it's pretty good for an entry-level card of like the newer generation. I think it was only like $400 Canadian, so you're American, right? It'd probably be even cheaper.
Yes. I'm a quarter Canadian, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, I could have dual citizenship if I wanted.
Well, there you go, man.
My grandmother was from Nova Scotia.
That's why it's meant to be.
Oh, I love Canada. We go to Montreal. I've been to the Formula One track.
It's beautiful here.
It's cold
It's very cold
in the
here.
winter.
Yeah. It actually wasn't too
No.
bad at the start of winter, but right now it's gotten cold.
The people are very nice, especially in Montreal.
I've actually never been out of BC. Our family immigrated here from Ireland during World War II because my grandma and granddad kept, like, they knew each other and got married back in Ireland. And they, like, got bombed out so much during the war, and then they just eventually wanted to leave there, so they immigrated to Canada. And, yeah, my mom, and, like, my dad is obviously fully Irish, and then my mom, who my dad met, obviously, her side of the family's fully Irish. So we're basically Irish Canadians. And growing up, I had the worst accent because we'd always have our family come over from the old country, and they had the worst accents, and I grew up around that. And as a kid, like, no one could understand me. I had to get rid of it. But since our family had, like, businesses in BC, and I've never really traveled, I've just always grown up here and never had the chance to really explore the rest of Canada.
So, are you enjoying this free safety rating? It's still going.
Oh, it's just chugging and just
The-
ticking up
like
and up
the-
and up.
The timer hasn't clicked yet, so yeah, you're just adding more.
Probably overrode those 2X.
Oh, easily. Yeah, you got like a whole extra lap in.
This
Because there's
was
still people that haven't finished yet.
This was probably the best track that we had on the SimuCube Endurance Series so far. It was one that we actually finished really well in. We did like 12th. All the other ones, like Zolder and Long Beach, we got DQ'd on just because so many people kept wrecking and crashing into us. I find the more like closed in kind of short like tracks, people really struggle with in those lower like splits of those endurance races. But the ones we've had best luck with, or the one we had best luck with, was this track for sure.
Yeah, all those people who stopped right away at the start finish line gave away all this free safety rating.
Yeah, I can't believe I was doing that. I don't care so much about my license. I've always just wanted to get to the max safety rating. And because my license keeps going up, it keeps resetting, like down.
I think of safety rating as like having a credit card for safety. So like when I'm racing somebody in a race and they want to get a little rough and we start door banging, I don't care if I get 4X or 8X because I've got a very high safety rating and an A license. So
That's a good point.
I have some to spend if I need to. I don't have to worry about it because some of the series you do get door banging and rough. It's just part of racing.
So yeah, that's something I totally agree with, is there's incidental contact. It's just racing contact. Like that stuff
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
And it's totally separate from dirty racing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny you actually like Sebring.
There you go. So, you see the timer switch over?
Where?
The timer, it's usually in the F1 box,
At the end
but
of the session.
Oh, I see it,
the
yeah.
race timer, it now says 44 minutes. That's how you know that the official session is ended. You can still drive for another 15 minutes. It won't give you any more safety rating, but the session won't close for 14 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna bring her into the pits and do it professional like.
There you go.
It's funny you like Sebring. It's one of my favorite tracks too. It's only one of my favorite tracks because I got my first win in Le Mans on Sebring just because the whole grid annihilated themselves.
Let's see how you did.
It's gonna probably be pretty good. I'm on the back stretch here. We should be getting in quick.
Yep, you gain 0.14 safety rating and 9 I rating points.
I'll take that all day.
Mhm.
And twice on a Sunday, actually.
Yep.
I could have battled it out more for a higher position, but it would have jeopardized just finishing the race. And I just want to finish the race. If I can't hold someone off by just being faster, I don't believe in trying to slow them down in battle. It's just stupid.
Pit lane speed limit is 60.
What are the
kilometers
official
per hour.
rules with that in racing? Like, I assume you
Box
can't
now.
probably come off, like, the braking line or, like, try to brake check people, stuff like that.
I know you and your viewers may not believe this, but there are no rules in racing, in iRacing. There are no racing rules.
69.
I know they have,
There
like, a
are-
sporting code.
Sporting code, that's for behavior.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't intentionally wreck people or block. Okay,
Yep.
blocking, that is definitely against the rules, but that's in the sporting code. But as far as race rules about who has what corner and entitled to corners and stuff like that, they don't exist. You can't find it. It doesn't exist.
So I think
So
this
everybody on the track has a different version of what in their head what racing rules should mean.
See, that's good to hear. Like, this is good stuff to learn, because someone like me who's too passive in certain moments is overthinking that stuff. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to defend, they can defend. You know, if they want to, other than intentionally wrecking, a poor rejoin or intentional blocking, everything is fair game.
Well, there you go. See, these are really good things to learn as new racers, because some people are either too aggressive and don't care, or other people like me are too passive and care too much. So you got to kind of find that in between. What do we got coming up here? We could do the 1600s at Oschersleben. Road America. I haven't done this track yet, and I've wanted to. It's not up yet. Could do a V. Actually, let's finish the stream with a sprint series version of the race we're going to be doing this weekend. That'll be good practice.
Oh, the GT3?
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be switching to the Porsche next season, but we're just doing one car per season. And I did that just because it's more realistic to what an actual team does. But it's also good, like you said, to just get to know one car. So yeah, we're going to be switching to... Okay, so I've got down to about a 138 on this track so far. I need to get lower. Chris is doing about a 136.
I think you got in the 35s.
Really? Holy cow. That dude. Oh yeah, do you want to go about, like, what you typed about setups? Like, could you go over that again?
I'll let that, that's more of a written thing than
Okay.
a verbal thing, but the short story is, unless you really understand what you're doing, you can make your car slower by fiddling with the setup much easier than making it faster. There are no magic bullets in the setup.
Yeah, I would figure that with it being like more of a simulation game and not just like kind of an arcade game where you can slide things and gain this or gain that or lose this or lose that.
It's so easy to dial yourself right out of contention. Most of the iRacing setups are pretty good. You know, the medium downforce for medium tracks, high downforce for short tracks and stuff like that. I run the fixed setup most of the time, so I don't have to fool with it.
That's crazy to know. Yeah, I prefer fixed setup myself because it just puts everyone on the even playing field.
It does, but it doesn't. Especially if it's multi-car. If you have a fixed setup series, one car will always be better than the others.
Isn't that kind of what real life is like, though?
Kind of. I mean, in real life, there are no fixed setup series.
Oh,
but
really? Okay.
Yeah, very, very few. So the open setup allows teams to work on their cars' advantages and strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, in a fixed setup series with multiple cars, one car will always tend to be the best on a given track because the fixed setups don't change during the season much.
Well, what
if
you
at
just
all.
said makes sense. So different manufacturers can be competitive because if it was just fixed, then one car would be OP. Whereas if it's unfixed, all the
Correct.
different brand manufacturers can have kind of an even playing field by playing to their strengths. Okay, let me get my field of view set for this thing now.
The field of view should not be car specific.
Well, I try to set it up to my setup, like to my rig. I have it set up pretty much where it looks like I'm actually in the car.
Okay. You know how to move the camera back and forth inside the car, right?
Not the FOV. Like the driving FOV, you mean?
Yeah, the driving.
Yeah, I know how to
view.
do that.
Okay, with the control F12.
So now if I go into escape and I do the save, or the custom settings for this car here, it will,
It
wait,
should save.
yeah, the field of view, right? I got to do this for all of them now, but that's okay.
Pit lane speed limit is 60.
So yeah, in
kilometers per hour.
Assetto Corsa Competizione, me and my dad did the first like 2-3 endurance events in career mode, got DQ'd, couldn't figure out why, game wouldn't tell you why. You get right to the end of the race and the crew chief is like, oh, we're gonna get podium. And then you finish it and you're DQ'd and there's no, like, nothing telling you why. I had to look up on Reddit and apparently it was because we weren't leaving the pit lane out of the fast lane. But in iRacing, that doesn't seem to matter.
Start.
All right, everyone, so this is the track we're going to be doing this weekend as a team for our SimuCube GT Endurance Series. So we're going to finish the stream off with some practice here.
Hello?
Car setup isn't exactly the same and we are a little lighter because we're not running a full fuel tank for the endurance event, but still the same track and a good way to get a feel for it around other cars. Had about 7 laps on this track in iRacing, and we just did it in Assetto Corsa Competizione. And the scans are pretty similar, but different car, different force feedback, different driving model. Came in too fast there. Made it work, but it was herky-jerky. So I believe this is on baseline setup because I haven't done a setup for the sprint series, only the endurance series. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of time we get here, even though we're a little lighter on fuel. Not sure on third or second through there. Yeah, wow, Chris is doing a 136, 135 with a heavier tank.
Is 1.6 seconds off the pace.
Dude's getting fast.
Coaching him up.
That's what he said. He said he's learning from the Jedi Master. That's why I was saying you guys don't know how lucky we are as a team to have someone like Mark helping us out. It's kind of like the Holy Grail all teams always want and look for. We just kind of
Tiger Woods needed a coach.
It's kind of like the bat sign up in the air. He just goes where he's needed. I feel like a lot of the speed lost on this track for me is not being able to keep the momentum through certain sections.
2.0 off the pace.
I'm a little more herky-jerky through certain spots than I should be. So a slower car, you want to be lower on an oval, right?
V18. Sector 3 is 1.8 off the pace.
All right, Adam. All right, Andrew, I'm going to hop out.
Sounds good, Mark.
Enjoyed talking with you. Good
Yeah,
luck.
thanks so much, man. We got to do this again sometime.
We will. I'll catch you later.
Take care, buddy. Well, everyone, give Mark some respect and some love, likes, reposts, even some thanks, Mark, in the comments. What an awesome guy. We are incredibly lucky to have met him. Not only for his knowledge in terms of racing and in iRacing, but he's a great guy, too. There's not many left in the world, and when you find one, you gotta hang on to him.
Sector 3 is 2.1 seconds off the pace.
Still a little slower than I'd like to be.
Sector 1 is 2.5 off the pace.
It's a fun track. I like this track a lot, so not gonna not enjoy it. There's always some tracks you just hate, others that you really enjoy. I like this track already. Just need to get quicker at it. Some of the sections are a little trickier to keep your momentum up through, and that's where I'm losing a lot of my time here. I was a little faster.
Sector 3 is 1.7 seconds off the pace.
Need to stop early apexing and having to adjust by letting off the gas. We're losing a lot of time through that. And that section there, I know I'm losing a lot of time through there.
Sector 1 is 2.9 seconds off the pace.
So make sure you guys tune in this weekend for our stream of this event. Not only are we going to be streaming here on X and YouTube from my perspective, Chris is going to be streaming the event from his perspective to YouTube and Twitch. So we're expanding our reach slowly, and you're going to be able to have a perspective from both myself and Chris Farish, the team's co-founder. We're going to have a special room in our Discord for stream broadcasting where people can join in. So both streams will have audio that is shared. So you'll be able to keep up with everything going on both streams, but also have two different perspectives. So we're sitting in 20th out of 152 registered drivers right now, which isn't terrible, but our teammates are a lot faster. And even though we don't put pressure on each other in terms of lap time, just being who I am, I want to try to catch up so I can do my part. We're consistent 139s, but I would like to get down to at least a 137 or a low 138. Oh, I screwed up there. That was going to be an okay lap, I think. I think that would have been a 138, a high 138 if I didn't screw up. Okay, let's get into the race. Oh, our team livery isn't working for some reason.
Left rear, 96.
In team events, it works. That's weird. All right, let's see how we do here. Just gonna go quickly grab a smoke. I'll be right back, you guys. Oh, hello, puss. Oh, you crazy kitty.
Checkered flag, P20.
Oh, kitty puss, what are you doing? Almost at 3,500 viewers. Thank you guys so much. Another successful stream. Gonna finish it off with a good race in the series we're doing this weekend, except this is the sprint version, 40 minutes.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 20 Celsius.
Full on fuel. sprint experiment. So yeah, we learned a lot today. We learned that you get to increase your safety rating the more laps you do, even after the race finishes. Keep on doing those laps. We learned that you can save an individual field of view for every car. And we learned a lot about racing in general, thanks to Mark Coffin. Again, huge thank you for joining the stream, man. That was awesome. Okay.
We've got 2 laps to get the job done.
Let's try to put out the best time we can. Make sure we bank the first qualifier, and then the second one will push a little harder. We just want to get some track time on this track around other cars. And get some experience for this weekend's event.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 19 Celsius.
Ooh, lost some traction there. So one thing you definitely don't want is your car being too heavy, right? But therefore the opposite is obviously true. You don't want your car to be too light. And that is something my teammate Chris has really figured out. So I'm wondering if 5 laps of fuel will be just enough for the car to perform properly and not be too heavy but not be too light. Or did we take too much fuel out? We'll find out. Car feels good so far. Oh. That'll definitely slow us down.
Just done at 134.67. The leader's just done at 134.01.
.135.01. Holy cow, we got some fast boys in here.
You're now 4.8 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace.
Hey, that's better. 138, and we even had a slide out, so we could have done better. So we're sitting in 14th right now with a 138.81. See if we can't push that up a little more. Either way, we've dropped our lap time since practice, which is good. Our goal is to just incrementally improve our lap times on this track and get some experience for this weekend, when we will be doing not the sprint version, but the team endurance race instead.
P17.
All right, 138.4 is a place to start. So we got 23 cars on the grid, 26 cars on the grid. So let's look to finish about 14th, 13th maybe. We'll try to finish somewhere in there. End of the day, we're just going to do our absolute best and look to learn from the experience. So I'm going to go up to a 3. Just so the back end doesn't spin and we can put a little bit more pedal to the metal out of the corners. I just got to go pee. I'll be right back, guys. You want to play? Yeah, we'll play after the stream's done. We're doing the last race right now, Kitty Puss. Kitty Puss is very demanding. Just waiting for
That's the
qualifier
end of the
to
session.
end.
17th place.
I would have kept going there if I didn't have to pee. Because I want my safety rating to be cranked right up. That's just a personal goal of mine. I want my safety rating to be maxed. And now that I'm an A license, I can get my safety rating maxed. Every time I'd get close to like maxing it, I'd go up a license level and it would lower down since I'd be up to a new license level. Okay, here we go. Here we go, everyone. "31 seconds. It's the last race of the stream. Let's get some likes and reposts, you guys. Thank you all so much for coming out. It's been a great stream. 2 hours. We're almost hitting 4,000 people in 2 hours. Couldn't do it without you guys.
Ten seconds. 40 minutes. The track temp is 19 Celsius. The air temp is 19. This is a rolling start. Follow Alan in the right column. Safety car speed is 65 kilometers per hour.
The calm before the storm. The iRacing GT3 formation lap. This is something that Le Mans Ultimate does very good, is the formation laps. Let me know in the comments or on the Markitect's feed if you guys would like to see a Le Mans Ultimate stream tomorrow. Haven't done one in a while. Although off stream I've been getting lots of second places and third places. Definitely feel like going back to the basics in iRacing, building a strong foundation has helped me so much. Being new to sim racing, just diving into Le Mans or Assetto Corsa right into GT3s or right into LMP2s is not a good way to learn. And I hit a skill wall really quick and decided to do this, and it's really helped me. Let's hit 4K for the race, you guys. 3,900, just about to hit 4K. Let's get some likes and reposts. Here we go. Holy shit!
On your left. Still there. Clear left. Okay, Andrew, the next car is Alan, car number 21, realisim.
Step 1, survive the first lap. Let's tick that box off.
On your right. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right. Car right. Clear right side. Still there. Still there. Clear right.
Excuse me.
Car left. Clear left. P11. Sector 3 times okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Car left. Clear left.
Lost momentum on that crash avoidance, but that's okay. Better to lose a bit of momentum in a position than it is to run into someone. And we got 37 minutes left.
Car in front is sketchy. Harris, car number 20, realisis. Their rating is 0.8. The leader's just done it, 135.06. On your right. Right side's clear. Sector 2 is 2.3 off the pace.
Oh, what the shit!
Car right. Clear right.
Well, that didn't help.
Car right. Still there. Right side's clear.
We lost serious momentum from that, so we got to concede some spots. Guy just ran right into the side of us. So that wasn't the end of the world. Car's feeling okay. Alignment isn't totally fucked. And we are still right with the pack.
The next car is Dimitri, car number 24, and their rating is 0.7.
We will watch it back on the replay and see if it's worth reporting. But right now we got to focus on the race.
Luca, 134.51. Refuel car right. Still there. Clear right. Right side. Hold your line. Clear right.
The wheel is a little dead when I turn to the right side. It has to move about an inch before the car turns. So there's definitely something up with the car, but
The car in front of us is now car number
I don't
7,
think we really have the
license.
opportunity to pit. We're just gonna have to get through the race the way it is.
The gap to car number 7 ahead is increasing. It's now 1.7. V19. That last lap was at 139.15.
Still a lot of time left in this race. We just got to focus on being consistent, and we'll move up the grid as long as we have no mistakes. And do our best to stay with the pack here.
Car left. Clear left.
Hopefully this guy can pull us closer to the pack.
The leader has just done 134.89.
Not driving like that, he ain't. Man, we were up in like 10th, doing so good until that guy just dove bomb us.
Car number 16, V-license. Their rating is 0.9. Don't think about the lap times, just hit each and every apex. V20, your lap time was 138.26.
Holy cow, that's our best lap yet on the track. Almost did a 137 in a busted ass car. That's definitely a positive we can take from this. And we're almost on a full tank too.
The gap to V19 ahead is increasing. It's now 1.8 seconds.
Oh, you fucking retard.
It begins.
Reported.
The leader has just done a 134.63.
I haven't seen any yellows or smoke on the horizon, so maybe that happened behind us. But then again, the pack is right there, so I don't know if it slowed them down just a bit.
The lap time was at 138.28. The gap to V19 ahead is increasing. It's now 3.8. First. It's getting closer. The gap's come down to 4.1 seconds.
I don't know if I'm going to really be able to hold people off because the car is just not driving that well. I'm still managing an okay lap time, which shows I've improved on the track.
Okay, Andrew, the pit window is now open. Double traffic when you exit the pits. When we exit the pits, we should be in P24, right behind Andrew.
Yeah, not pitting right now, dude.
P19, that was 138.38. Sector 2 is 1.2 seconds off the pace. P17.
Slowly getting the hang of the track, busted car or not. That's what this is about. I just need to learn track, get track time,
Should be a little bit behind when he comes out.
get the hang of the flow around other vehicles on this track that's not AI, and just get used to it and ready for this week's event. Make sure you guys tune in Saturday.
Behind is increasing. It's now.
We'll be doing the GT SimuCube Endurance Series. This week's track is Zandvoort. Will be streamed to X, YouTube, as well as Twitch from two different perspectives. Oh, 137.3, hell yeah. Didn't hit that right. Lose a lot of speed through there if you don't hit it just right.
Luca, car number 5 is now in the lead.
Make sure we don't lose the car. Even if we got to slow down a bit.
Okay, Andrew, don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every apex. P15. Car in front is Alan, car number 21B license, and their rating is 0.8. Gap to P16 behind is now 0.8. P13, that lap was at 138.00. Car left.
What is this guy doing?
Clear left.
Like, who passes there? Another fucking incident. That's who passes there. The guy with a Red Bull livery. Obvious Max Verstappen fan. Dodgy guy like that, let him go. Let him let him pull you along. Get in his draft. For as long as he can stay ahead of you.
Car number 11B license. Their rating is 1.0. The gap to race ahead is increasing. It's now 0.9.
$20 minutes to go.
That's 20 minutes to go. P14. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace. Graham, car number 6, is leading the race.
I wonder when we should pit. We're gonna have to pit for fuel.
Silver is closing the gap. It's now 1.2, 13th place. All right, Andrew, we're halfway home. Should be about 7 laps remaining on this tank. Side's clear. There's a car leaving the pits. V12. On your right. Still there. Clear right. On your right. Clear right. Car in front is silver. Car number 10. License. Their rating is 1.1. New car number 5 is leading the race. Captain Silver ahead is now 0.8. Captain V12 behind is now 0.7. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace. Okay, Andrew, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
We're gonna have to pit this lap. I want to get it over with.
Watch your speed. The pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour. Okay, Andrew, the next car is Alan, car number 21. Engage the limiter. Box in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Fuel me up, boys.
Front left, 86%. Left rear, 91.
Good job, boys.
Pit exit is clear. Push now. Black flag. We'll need to come into the pits to serve it.
What? I didn't speed through the bloody pits. What the shit?
Blue flag. You've got 3 laps to serve this penalty.
I always try to time it so that right when I go out the cones, I'm at max speed. I must have been like a hair off. Damn it, that's my own fault. Stupidity. It's a hold for 40 seconds? Jesus H. Mother of God.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Activate limiter. You've got loads of fuel. Box in. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Don't fucking replace my tires.
Box now. Front left, 85%. Left rear, 91.
So mad at myself. I was doing decent climbing back into the race. For those that missed, we got dove bomb early. We were in 10th. First lap, second lap, I think third lap it was, got dove bomb. Fought back into 10th, pitted, had a good pit. Obviously left a little too quick and got black flag. My own stupid mistake, but up to this point, really proud of my race. Lowered my lap time down from a 139 to a 137 or a low 138. And this has all just been about getting practice for this weekend's event, so no more stupid stuff like
Exit
that.
looks clear. The next car is car number 18. B license. Their rating is 0.9.
Probably would have been in a place to gain some I rating, but that's okay. That was my mistake.
Blue flag. The leader, Luca, is pitting.
And we still got 9 minutes, so lots more can happen in 9 minutes. We don't want to lose focus. We just want to work on our own personal best right now, get our lap times consistent, get more and more comfortable with the track for this weekend's endurance event.
He's pitting from position 9. We think he'll be close in front of you when he exits.
Okay, let's try to do a good push for the last 8 minutes here.
Blue flag. B21. Car right. Clear right.
Go ahead, bye.
Blue flag.
Go ahead.
Reactor car number 18. Ahead is now 13 seconds.
Look at that sky. Ain't that beautiful?
Gap to the 11 behind is now 0.9, 1 lap in front.
Damn it, if it wasn't for my stupid drive-through mistake. Or hold, sorry. Not a drive-through, it was a hold. Just screwed up my timing coming out the exit. Was a little too speedy Gonzalez to get back on the track and paid for it.
Left side. He's still there. Clear left.
Where you going, boy?
All right, Andrew. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left. Focus on the exits. We can go faster here.
Would have had a top 10 finish if it wasn't for my own mistake. Those are the worst ones to take. When there's no one to blame but yourself.
You're reeling B20 in. The gap is 8.4. 1. Your last lap time was at 1:38.00. Sector 1 is 1.3 off the pace.
So the other reason why this has been good practice is because where we got dove bombed, we know now that's going to be a really dangerous spot in the endurance event.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Behind is now 1.9, 1 lap ahead. Okay, Andrew, you've got half your fuel left. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Blue flag. Silver is exiting from position 8. Should come out close in front of you.
White flag lap. Here we go, guys.
Gets heads up. 1 more to go. You're reeling P20 in. The gap is 0.40.
Great race, guys, great race.
Push, 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 or we'll lose this
Good
place.
race. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Well, we could have had a better position, but that was by our own mistake. We ended up getting our laps down by about 2 seconds, which is exactly what we need to continue doing. All right, 3 incident points. Not the end of the world. Could have had a better finish, but that was our own fault, so we can't really be mad about that. Let's go back to where we got rammed, though, and check that out. Because that was really the only thing that screwed us that race. We were having a great race up until then. We were just about to get into 9th position. We were in 10th when it happened. So it wasn't on that lap. That was a really fun, a really clean race, except for the one incident. Great race by everyone in the room. And for a GT3 event on a tight, windy course, that's a miracle. But that was very fun. Definitely going to need to do some more of those. Tomorrow we'll definitely do more and continue to warm up and get ready for the weekend's event. But let's see if we can find the moment. See who was at fault. If it was me or if it was him. I'm pretty sure I was holding my line and he just dove that corner pretty hard and just smoked me. But we'll give him a chance. We'll see what happened. Did it happen earlier than that? Because I'm already in 20th. I believe this was it. Yes, because we're in 11th. Here it is. So it's this guy behind us. 13th. Olsdanieleko. Okay. So I don't know why he was up beside me there, but I heard crew chief say there was no one there, so I'm just taking this corner like I'm clear and going on the line. I didn't know this guy was going to be there because crew chief didn't even tell me, even when I contacted him. So, I mean, that wasn't intentional at all. Just a guy being dumb. Okay, we've got the replay of that one saved. That was a great race. If it wasn't for our own fault, we would have had a pretty good finish there. All right, everyone. Well, that is it for today's stream. Another successful stream. We just finished with 4,460 people live. Thank you guys so much. Big thank you to Mark Coffin joining us. We're going to have to do that again sometime. And we will be back tomorrow. Let us know in the comment section or on the feed if you guys would like to see some Le Mans Ultimate. Take care, everyone, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.